In order to sell your goods, you must be willing to sell yourself first. That's what my dad believes. That's one of the few ideologies my dad, Mr. Kapil Sethi, follows. Hi, my name is Siddharth, and I'm here to tell you about my dad. After talking to my mom, my grandfather, and some of his colleagues, I feel credible enough to talk about him in front of you guys. I'm going to talk about him in two different parts. First, I'll tell you what started him up and how he reached this position. And secondly, I'll tell you about his future plans. Although I'll talk about all 2 points, first I'd like to tell you how he started up and became what he is today. So he got out of a university in India, getting his master's degree, to only realize that my grandfather went through a big loss and lost almost everything that he had. He had $1,000 in his pocket and he started his first business venture. He saw a business opportunity. He saw that automobile industry in 1990s was pretty new in India. So what he did was, he invested, he got to know that demand was so high and the supply was so low that people were willing to pay everything up front and at the same time wait for the car for 6 months. So he invested that $1,000 and bought a car. He waited for 6 months, and before he was about to receive the car, he sold it for double the amount. That's how my dad made his first profit. This shows the value of spotting a business opportunity, which I really admire in him. He did this activity 2 or 3 more times, and he bought himself a ticket to New York, the United States of America. He came here. His first job was working at a gas station. His second job was driving a taxi on the streets of Manhattan. Honestly, as a kid, I was really embarrassed that my dad did all these jobs. He used to tell me, Siddharth, there's nothing small or big, no job is small or big. Every job should be done with dedication and passion, and once you get over that embarrassment of doing a job, you'll take your first step towards success. I thought he was just covering himself for the embarrassment that he did certain job, but now I realize what he actually meant. And to actually feel that, this week on Monday, I worked at Hoosier Den in IU. And the experience I really had was one of the worst 5 experiences I've had in my life. Serving people for 5 hours straight was actually terrible. And on the same day, I saw one of my teammates and guy sitting over here, Matt, come here to fetch himself some nachos. And when he saw me, the reaction he gave me was, wow. That kind of summed up my day. I was embarrassed, to be honest. I never want to repeat that day again. But that made me realize how hard it is to respect each and every job and do it with dedication. And if he didn't do that, then he wouldn't have the funds required to start up his own business and reach the level where he is right now. Now that we have talked about how he started up, let me tell you a little bit about his future. So I spoke to my dad yesterday and I asked him, Dad, what's your future plans? You are doing pretty well in the jewelry industry. What do you plan to do now? He told me that he's planning to expand into more countries. I was like, Dad, you're already involved in South Africa, China, USA, UK, so many countries. Why do you need to expand? Profits are good, revenues are higher. Why do you need to take more risk? He answered my question by telling me a story. He told me that one day he was working at the gas station in New York and there was a lot of, the revenues were really high that day, and he went up to his boss and he told him, Ben, we sold a lot of gas today, the revenues are really high. His boss replied, Kapil, it's never too high. The day you think that you're a lot is the day you lose your potential to grow more. And that day, you don't become a better businessman next day. So since that day, my dad always kept higher goals and always tried to achieve them and set even higher goals. And this showed him the value of actually achieving the most you can. Now that we've talked about some of the experiences my dad had and what made him who he is today, we can come to the following conclusion. My dad is a successful businessman because of the value he possesses of working without embarrassment, working, giving your best, no matter what job you do, at the same time setting higher goals, and at the same time doing what you can do best. If I can become half the man he is today, possess half the values he possesses, I know I'll be a success in my own eyes. Thank you.